Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Welcome to Remote Reality. This is Lauren.
And this is Dee.
And this is Love is Blind, Season 9, Episode 4, The Dangerous Game We Play. First up, we start with Calibra and Edmond. I love them. And we left off the last episode with them about to see each other for the first time. I forgot to mention, they were playing such a great song, Katy Perry's Dark Horse. I was like, oh, Netflix got that money rolling for those copyright rights. I was like dancing to that. That's my jam. Edmond comes out. Calibra comes out. They are matching. They had the same color theme for this reveal.
This was my favorite reveal so far. They were just adorable.
What did you like about it?
His face, his reaction.
And her reaction.
Yes.
His wide leg pants were the exact same color red as her dress. And then he had that little KB sticker that he taped on. He wrote KB on a piece of red duct tape and put it on his heart.
Yeah. He has some wild shirts. I don't know where he gets his wardrobe at, but he's got some amazing clothes.
And then Calibra's over there like, where are you at the beach? I don't see anybody dressing like that. They're in Columbia shirts, not this mess.
Yeah, I noticed the other day he had a button-up shirt on, and it had Cupids all over it.
Oh, well, he's fun, and he's got that high energy and funky personality, and his clothing definitely matches that. She said she would have walked right by him in the real world. I'm like, how can you, though? He stands out.
He does, but that might have been the reason why she would have walked right by him. Who knows?
And he's sitting there running with his high knees and doing big jumps. I did notice he did not have a comb in his hair. A lot of times he has a comb sticking in his hair. He did fancy his hair up a little bit. Didn't go so casual. What did you think about his love letter? Edmund's love letter to Calibra?
It was very sweet. It was nothing like hers, but it was super sweet.
It was very sweet. It's the first one he ever wrote, and he basically said he found his best friend to spend his life with, and he loves who she is now. He will love her as she grows.
All the right things.
All about her. It was very sweet. Let's jump to Nick and Kait. Girlfriend Kait, Nick's number one. He says that going into this. He says we've been each other's number one since the beginning. They start talking about religion, and she says she's spiritual but not religious. He says he has a quiet and personal relationship with God. I wonder what that means as this episode goes on.
Yeah. I
have questions about the things that Nick says. And I think we should just kind of maybe just go through the Nick stuff.
I think we need to cover all of it in order to,
I agree.
To explain where this is going. My interpretation.
Well, to do our best to explain where it's going, because I don't know that I can explain it. This man is wild.
As far as the personally quiet, I just assumed that meant he did not go to church on a regular basis or even preferred to go to church.
Well, quiet to me means it's more of a spiritual connection than a religious connection. Religion is like a practice spirituality. That's how I see it. It's like a formal spirituality. So I don't know. I can't pretend to know because he confuses the heck out of me. She said that watching her mom die a year ago, and she had lived for 10 years with colon cancer that just ravaged her body. She didn't understand how to make that make sense with an all good God. And there could be the argument that it makes her stronger, but it's been a year. She's having trouble with her faith, understandably. I think after a big loss like that, some people turn to faith, some people question it. And some people didn't have it in the first place, and that's fine too. Nick says he appreciates that she's being open with him. And she says she struggles with her feelings. And he says, I'll always say, you know, you're mine. I'll stick by you. I'll tell you I love you when I'm ready. That's what Kait is saying, so she's still not reciprocating that, but she likes that they're getting on a deeper level. And then he says, people think I'm a player. They misunderstand him. I misunderstand him too. Guilty.
Well, yeah, we called him that when we saw it in the last episode.
You know, what are we missing, Channel Surfers? Is Nick a player, or are we just overlooking something? And he confirms that he's her boyfriend. Anything to add to the Nick and Kait for that part?
No, not for that part. I mean, I totally got where she was coming from with her mom and, you know, losing her and her faith with God and things like that. You know, when I lost my husband, you know, maybe it's the way that I was brought up. There is no questioning. There's a reason for everything. That was just the way I believed. Everything happens for a reason.
Right.
So I never questioned my faith. But I get where she's coming from because I know a lot of people that do that.
Now, Nick and Annie, we turn to them. Do you want to talk about that date? What you got in your note?
She needs more from him.
Yeah. She comes right out and says that.
Hurry. Laughing fit. Coughing fit. Sorry. Not
You're
a laughing
good.
fit.
I mean, it's kind of laughable. Like, you need something from him.
Yeah, she wants him to show her the connection.
Do you think this conversation would have gone differently if she didn't start with, I need more from you?
It's a good possibility.
Now, she had some trust issues.
Yeah. She's sensing a hesitation from him. And he does explain that, you know, it's just hard for him to wrap his mind around the fact that he's got a connection with two people. Or multiple connections, I think is the way he said it.
Which, maybe this isn't the right experience for her, because outside of this experience, she also dealt with a boyfriend who had multiple connections.
Oh my gosh, when she said that she had gotten into his phone and there wasn't like one woman, it was almost 20. I was like, holy crap.
Holy
and you
red
didn't
flag.
notice? Like, how do you not notice 20?
Dude, it happened to a friend of me and Rob's, like way back in the day. She was dating another friend of ours, and we didn't know. But he had been sexting a ton of people, she found out. And, I mean, it was like grandmas, like people of all ages, and just the dirtiest stuff. So she broke up with him, and then he immediately starts seeing another girl. And one night, she gets him to come meet her back at her house from the bar. So we parked my car down the street, and I went and hid in her like guest room and like ended up falling asleep. But I woke up in the middle of the night, and he's laying in bed with her, and his car is still out there. So I go outside. I take pictures of his car out in the driveway at 3 a.m. with his license plate and everything. I get in my car, drive home. And then the next morning, I'm like, look what I got to prove he was cheating.
You sleuth.
I know. I mean, they had dated forever, and this was one of the girls he was cheating on her with. And we didn't do anything with it. It just helped her realize this man does not change.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But Nick offers up everything. He's like, if we're married, you can have all my passwords and stuff. What about like you guys having a little trust?
True.
Working on your baggage before moving into this marriage.
Yeah. I was married for 30 years. I don't think I ever checked my husband's phone.
I've been married for 7, but I've known my husband for, like 16 or 17 years. Never.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever touched his phone is if we're in the car and he's like, I need you to put this in the GPS, or will you text my Airbnb person back? And I have no idea how to do it. I'm like, I need help. I don't know how to use this phone of yours.
Yeah. Yeah. He would tell me sometimes, will you text so-and-so and tell him I'm on my way or something.
I'm like, can't you just pull over and do it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm nicer than that. I will try to help as much as it annoys me. No, just kidding. Just joshing. They start talking about how they want to raise their kids. They both believe in corporal punishment. They both want to raise their kids religious, Christian. And then Nick asks, how would you react if one of your kids was LGBTQ+?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I wouldn't be like thrilled about it. And they both agree that they think it's just a fad, like a recent fad. I At this point, I'm thinking, do they not know about was it just a fad in the 80s? Was it just a fad in history? It's talked about in historical texts. I mean, even in the Bible, but was it just a fad then? Or is it just a preference? Or is it just how you're born? Like, I can't imagine wanting to be someone that so many, like, choosing the hard way. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, they're both of them. Their response was, that they would support their children and love
but they
them
would make sure that they understood
and weren't misinformed.
what
That's what
they were
said.
getting into. Which, I mean, they're either wanting to get into that pussy or not. Do you understand? It's like a piranha. And it spits goo at you. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that conversation goes down. But then, even more interestingly, we hear a story about Nick in high school when he was depressed, but his mom somehow thought that meant he was gay.
That he might be gay, yeah. Well, no, there was something else about asking him, what was it called, where the kids would take their parents' like prescription drugs and put them in a bowl.
Oh, putting a bunch of pills in a fishbowl and then you grab one.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure he wasn't doing that.
I've never heard of that.
I had never heard of it either.
I've heard of fishbowl parties, but it's not pills that are going in that fishbowl.
Them big keys going in there.
Keys, allegedly, where our old office used to be when we first started working together. That neighborhood had a lot of fishbowl parties. Word on the street. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not surprised.
Sounds for real, though.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Those kind of parties where I came from were going on with the more financially higher people.
Maybe she asked about fishbowl parties and he didn't understand it, so she was like, "Oh, no drugs." I have no idea.
Okay, so
I have no idea how any of this came up.
He still appreciated the fact that she at least was open to talk to him about what was depressing him and what was going on with him. And I thought it was funny when he said, "I made a point the next time I had a girlfriend to make out like in front of his parents."
Well, and he felt like he had to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me wonder if he was questioning it and he worries whether his kids will question it. And maybe he felt like, or maybe somebody told him it was a choice and he thought, I could try to change this. And he's trying really hard to get two women interested in him so he doesn't leave empty-handed. I don't know.
I thought it was an odd question in the first place to ask her. So maybe it's a personal experience that he's had or something. And he
my cousin, we knew.
Mm-hmm.
We always knew. She decided to come out during my law school graduation. The answer was just like, yeah, we knew. We're happy. Let's see this other chick. And they were like, oh, yeah, nice job. Is she nice? Is she treating you well? Are we going to have to kick somebody's ass? Like, that was our response. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of went right. It's like he wanted to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
And he did say he was feminine, but that doesn't mean that you like guys. It just, we have this toxic masculinity and people think if you're a certain way, it must mean a certain thing about you. And it doesn't. Sorry, guys. My little guy is home from school and he keeps walking in. I'm like, go find your dad. I just need a little bit. It's like, that was 8 minutes. Thank you. I need a little bit more time. I almost feel like he wanted to address that. And I think it's great that he can embrace his feminine side. And I hate that he has to defend that. Like my husband, he isn't like a traditional masculine guy. He's a great stay-at-home dad. He does dishes and cooks dinners and does laundry. There's one part where Patrick is talking, or somebody was talking later, and they're like, oh, it was Brennen. If you're in the kitchen washing dishes or cooking, I'll give you a kiss. I'm like, yeah, I'll give my husband a kiss when he's doing that too.
Let's just cook together.
Fuck that. What you got for me to eat, honey?
I think it's fun cooking together.
I like my space when I cook, and I move around the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a certain way, but he'll clean up the dishes when I cook. So
can't complain with that.
You know, a lot of these things I think are just based in our culture, they're not like, there's no hard and fast rule that guys can't like dolls. Like my son, his best friend is an 8-year-old girl, and he loves Gabby's dollhouse because that's everything that his friend likes. He loves demon hunters. That's everything his friend likes. So he gets into all of that stuff, but it's because he looks up to his friend and he's like, okay, yeah, like I want to do everything she does. Mm-hmm. And they're like the bestest buds ever since he was born. So Nick ends by telling her he can see himself proposing, and she wonders if he's asking everyone, and he says, no, this is intentional. Okay, let's not like just put it all out there about what's really happening with Kate. Do you have no empathy for Kate? Also, I don't know if you noticed, but when they were having the LGBTQ talk, there's a rainbow going across the screen. I'm like, do you guys believe in signs? There's like a rainbow prison.
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
It was so cool. It's like, it's when Kate, Annie is talking, you see that rainbow prison. So we come back to them on the date. We'll just stick on this little love triangle for now. We go back to Kate, and he tells her I'm being pulled in 2 directions, and she's just confused. He said he loved her 2 days ago, but maybe they just think of love differently. And he gets pretty defensive, but she is like turning down the heat on it. She's like, look, it's probably just us seeing it differently. It's fine. It's fine. You're a great person. I love talking to you. So then he says he's been thinking about this for a few days. Does she want to re-examine Christianity? And she says, no, I don't believe in that. I told you my experience. He acts shocked. What he heard was, I used to believe and I don't anymore. What she's saying could be interpreted that way, or it could be interpreted as like there's no way that this is true after that. Mm-hmm. But she made it clear she was spiritual and not religious. He had made it clear that he had a quiet personal relationship with God, and now he's asking her to go to church and acting super confused.
Well, I think he said too that he thought that she said her brother was the one that had turned away from God, not her. And she was like, no, me.
That's not what she said. She said, I'm spiritual and not religious. And she had gone on about her experience with that. And he said he understood and he was glad she was open with him. I think he's trying to find a way to get rid of her now that he knows his other option
is more compatible.
Yes, especially considering he hasn't said anything about the other option. Mm-hmm. And it's so strange because after this breakup, she's rolling her eyes. She's like, I can't believe the words that are coming out of Nick's mouth. Kate is. And Nick tells Kate, I hope you find peace. Yeah. With the fact that I'm hurt too.
Yeah. Because the whole religious thing was a deal breaker for him.
Yeah. Or it was a way to
get out of it. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I don't think that's the way the conversation went.
He is trying to play us. He is a player. He is trying to play us at this point. He goes back into the pods. He's telling the guys he just let his number one go. He's so hurt. He doesn't even know if he wants to be here anymore. Boom. We find him back. Nick with Annie, and he is dedicating his whole heart, his whole life. He's ready to propose to her. He loves her. The first thing we see them talking about.
Yeah. It was a complete 160, 360,
180.
Whatever it is. Whatever number.
I'm choosing you. You've got me. I can be your Wish.com's Zac Efron. Okay. Baller. Like, you didn't see the Charlotte season, and you really need to go watch it because I think you will relate to it more. For me, it reminded me of dating in Charlotte. There was one girl at the beginning, and she said, I go to the Home Depots even to try to find a guy, like, guilty. That's one of the things that we did. We would go all kinds of places. Anything
I certainly wouldn't. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be going to Wish.com. That's like, what's the version of Wish.com to find guys? What
she
could it be?
means that it's like, this is what you ordered versus
And this is what you
horrible
get. Yeah,
guy
yeah.
that you got.
Yeah, I knew that's what he meant, but I'm like, in real life, what would we consider the same or the equivalent of Wish.com if we wanted to find guys in person?
Well, this is a dangerous game he's playing, because in the Charlotte season, one of the contestants, Chelsea, told the guy she was talking to, and he was kind of split between two people, that she is told by people that she resembles Megan Fox.
Oh.
And to be fair, there's some pictures on Instagram where she does resemble her. It looks like maybe she had put on a little bit of weight. She's still a very beautiful girl. Like, at it, like, she's just gorgeous. But Megan Fox is very small framed.
Mm-hmm.
But in the face, she really, to me, looked like Megan Fox. And everybody just busted her chops about that. He ended up picking her. And the girl that he turned down was also very pretty. And she had like more of a Megan Fox frame. She tells the guy, she's like, you're going to need an EpiPen when you see me. It was so funny.
I think somebody actually in one of these episodes made a reference to Megan Fox.
Probably,
like as a
and
joke.
that's where it came from.
Like as a joke. And I was
That's
like, I
where-
don't get that. Yeah. Okay,
That's where it
now
came from,
makes-
was the Charlotte season.
Okay, that makes sense now.
That
'cause
whole mess. So, like, for you to say that you're Zac Efron, even like the Wish version, dude, like, just don't do that. Just,
Well,
not
yeah.
a good idea, Zac Efron.
yeah.
Not.
I would be more like, which Zac Efron? Before the jaw surgery or after? Because I think he was much cuter before the jaw surgery.
I never thought he was cute.
I thought he was in high school. He did, what was it, the high school, what were those?
I don't know if I've ever
Musical.
seen anything with Zac Efron.
He did High School Musical,
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot remember the other one, but it was like his brother died, and like he could see his brother, I think, but nobody else could. I don't know. I can't remember.
Sixth Sense?
No, it was similar to that, but yeah, High School
Yeah,
Musical.
I don't think I've ever seen anything with Zac Efron. Now, Annie, right now, her number one has been Brennen, and she's telling Nick, it's going to be hard for me to tell my other person. He goes, oh, that's how I felt yesterday. Bullshit. Yesterday, you felt like Kate was your number one,
Mm-hmm.
and you were telling both people that you loved them. A little bit different. And now you're just like, screw you, Kate. Hope you feel bad about breaking my heart. Okay. And Nick says he's so confident in where he is right now with Annie. He's like gaslighting himself. Now, Brennen, he doesn't know who the other connection is. And he goes in to talk to Annie. And he's been feeling good about their relationship. He's not really worried about who the other connection is because he's felt good about what they've got going on. They've been each other's number one since day one. First thing Annie does is start crying and saying she doesn't know if this is right. And he's confused. He's like, I've not been shaky. I told you like 999% you're what I want. What really sets her off is when he doesn't remember what car she has. What did you think about that?
I thought it was insignificant. Like in all the conversations that you're having, I don't like, dude, I can't even remember people's names when I first meet them. So remembering what kind of vehicle they have is probably not something I'm gonna have stick out in my head. You know what I mean?
Does she think that love is blind means you go in there looking for a certain thing, like for someone to reaffirm you, and just ignore all the other red flags, just be blind to that? Once you hear I love you, boom, go?
Well, and that's what I was thinking because, you know, she wanted Brendan to tell her first, and Nick has beat him to the punch.
Because
I'm like,
Nick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think she's backpedaling now because Nick told her that he loved her, and she's fallen for all of that crap he was telling her.
Well, and before she starts spiraling, he goes, look, I heard everything you said yesterday. I'm coming here with you telling me I needed to say I love you first in mind.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even like picking up on what he's putting down. There's this huge gift in front of her, and he's not going to fight somebody to love him. He just says, okay, well, I pray that you're doing the right thing. Please think about it. Think about what we have. Don't open that gift. It's not going to help either one of us. What do you think the gift was? Do you think it was something professing his love?
I think it was. I think it was
think
going to be
so.
some kind of surprise for her that he was prepared that would be special. You know, she'd open it and, you know, I love you.
So Brennen goes back to the guys and lets them know his number one is seeing somebody else. And Nick is saying, don't focus on the what ifs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nick's saying, I've never felt uncertain about my connection to this person. I also never thought she was the one I would choose. And then he said it's going to be boring when you guys aren't around saying stupid shit.
What was that supposed to mean?
He's
Like,
just like an asshole who doesn't care about it. He has no empathy for people.
I know. And, you know, and Brendan's going to go back in and talk to her in a minute. But first of all, I had a question because this is the only time that I see the two of them together or Brendan in a group, you know, the men's quarters. But when he goes back in to talk to Annie the second time, he knows that Nick is the one who was the other person. And I was like, did I miss something? Where did it
They
come
didn't
out?
show that, but I think he probably picked up on it from what Nick said.
Okay. Because I was
Nick wasn't sitting there trying to be quiet.
But I was confused how, I mean, I know how Mike figured out Jordyn.
Wait, did somebody go up to him and specifically say it was Nick?
I don't know. I just know when he goes back in the second
So, yeah,
time.
the first thing he says is, last night I was going to tell you I love you, and I know you're seeing Nick. I never saw that coming. And then he's like, it's me. Like, you don't know what to do respectfully. I'm the one who could give you that life you want. I felt like if I didn't tell you this, I would regret it for the rest of my life. It's so clear that you should be with me.
Mm-hmm.
Please think about what's happening right now. And that's where we end the episode. But Annie does say Nick is different than what she would usually choose. But I think we skipped over a few people. We might have skipped over the first part with Brandy, Brennan and Annie, where they were talking about the kind of house she wanted and that has like a red door or a blue door. And he's saying, yeah, and I want whatever you want, but I want it to be 2 stories. I want a nursery. Everything he was saying was pretty validating.
Yeah, they had a pretty solid conversation, I thought.
But she just needed those words.
And he just wasn't. That's when she told him you need to tell me first.
Look at Brennan and Annie versus Nick and Annie. Which conversations to you are more deep and meaningful?
Well, they're definitely Brendan. I mean, I even made a note on the one conversation with Nick and Annie. I said, this is the first deep conversation or serious conversation the two of them have had, because all of the other interactions to me had been them flirting profusely with each other, but nothing deep. It was all superficial, you know, a lot of sex talk and things like that, but nothing deep.
Right. He definitely had the hots for her. It didn't get deep until he asked if she wanted to raise her kids Christian.
Yeah, that was the deep conversation. I was like, this is the first serious conversation that they've had when they were talking about religion, how to raise kids, and different things like that. They had never had those kind of discussions before.
Now, Kacie and Patrick. First, we see Kacie talking in the girls' lounge. Apparently, before coming on the show, she was talking with her ex that she's been on and off with for 10 years. And he was telling her, you know, I could have convinced you not to come on this show. He's very complimentary about how she looks. Now, one of the things, the reason they broke up is because he was on Instagram liking a lot of hot blondes and it hurt her confidence. And now he's telling her, I show all my friends your Instagram page because you're the hottest person on Instagram. You'll be the hottest person on this show. As she's talking about him, she's twirling her hair. I was picking up vibes, whatever that is, that maybe she still has it for her ex. She's not over that
kind of
dude yet.
did. And then once she got in there and was actually talking to Patrick, it just kind of solidified what I was thinking about her.
Which is?
I don't even think she's on the show for the right reasons. She said that the ex had tried to get her to go on a reality show previously.
She said she had watched Love is Blind before being on it and asked Patrick how he got on it. And he's like, I applied. I just straight up applied.
Mm-hmm. But her ex had told her, you know, she should get the exposure, go on the reality show, blah, blah, blah. And I mean,
then she tells him he did the same with this show. He doesn't think I'm going to fall in love, but when we're engaged, he's wrong. Like, he'll be wrong. Patrick, he's like, set a boundary here. Now, I don't understand. She doesn't want to tell her ex that she's engaged. She said she would block him, but not tell him.
I am just getting the weirdest vibes from her. Like, I cannot figure her out, but I don't trust that she's there for the right reasons anymore.
Make it make sense. It is not making sense.
Yeah. And I hate that for Patrick because I really like Patrick.
She tells him she doesn't know that she can love Patrick until she touches him, which also a very weird statement.
I thought that was an odd statement as well.
And then he's not buying this bullshit. He sees right through it. So she turns the talk to her landing strip and how she could wax it or shave it for him. She wants to give him everything he needs in so many ways. She wants him to trust her. And Patrick's like, it's a lot to propose. I'm not a robot. Mm-hmm. He's holding his spot.
Well, that just reminded me of other things that she has said when she's been with him that I kind of thought were red flags, because she's always saying, tell me what you want. Tell me what, you know, you need. It's like she wants to just, whatever a guy wants, she wants to be that for them instead of being herself.
And she tells him he deserves her attention. She wants to give that to him. And then she full out explains how she's about to ride him like a mechanical bull.
Crazy. She's going to lick him slowly, sit on him, and then go crazy.
I think she's already going crazy. I think she already is. And then the next date that they have, Kacie says, I woke up, I was so sure about you. Like, she's not saying I love you, but she is putting it on thick. And he's worried it's too good to be true. He's not a dummy. But they both say I love you. She feels like she's waited for him forever. She's his ride or die. He says he couldn't propose to anyone else. Did we forget about Annie so fast?
Anna. Yeah, Anna.
Close enough. And then he gives a play-by-play of the proposal in this nerdy QA. He's like, I'm putting one leg out. I don't know which leg to get on.
It was, this is my take on it, though. I think that out of the first two couples that we've seen get engaged, this one is the most weird and awkward. Like, it's not matching up to the genuine feelings and emotions that I felt with the first two couples. This just does not feel right.
She feels very desperate.
That's the take I'm getting. Yeah, is this desperation. And I'm questioning now, is it because she just wants to find love so bad, or is this something that's tied in with the ex-boyfriend and getting her on cameras in front of, you know, people on a reality show?
Look, she was on and off with this guy from 17 to 27, 31 now.
And she's still talking about him.
She's still talking to him.
Right.
I think she hasn't figured herself out and she's living in the past. She needs to block him. Mm-hmm. She needs to move forward. But she still wants those affirmations. She still wants to be enough for him. Yeah. Where this guy, I don't know that a woman will ever be enough for this guy.
No. And poor Patrick's going to get drug right into all of it.
Now, Mike and Sparkle Megan, which I have Mike and S. Megs, so Mike and Schmegs. Oops. Mike is playing games.
He's an asshole.
He for sure is. He goes in saying, you're sitting pretty. I mean, you could be sitting pretty if you pick right.
Sure.
He's making her question herself. And then he asked if she likes tattoos. And he goes, I don't have any tattoos. I am not going to be like a cheap bumper sticker on a car. Yeah. Like on a Kia. And she was like, oh, Jordyn has a Kia.
I hope she's smart enough to see the bullshit this guy is doing and what he's trying to do.
Every time she leaves dates with Mike, she's like in tears and confused about herself. And he sits there and like, that's like a jab at her and her taste. And then he's like, are you ready to be married? Like, if you're not into me, maybe you're not ready to be married. It's gross, manipulative, insecure. And then she reads his notes, or he reads his notes. He's like, I just said that I need to be chill and confident. He's telling you right now he's insecure.
Well, not only that, is he's taking notes about himself instead of like having notes about her.
How to win her.
Yeah. It's not.
And he wants like health and fitness and being a power couple. So she starts to tell him, look, I realized some of the best times in my life were when I didn't have money. Like college was the best. And some of the worst times in my life are when I was financially set up. Like one of my exes, he's like, oh, one of those old guys. She's like, yeah, he was nearly a billionaire. But he was super busy and he thought he could just buy my love. So I swing in the other direction, dated a young guy who was broke, but he wasn't ready for commitment. So I'm wanting to swing somewhere in the middle, and I think that might be you. Which this is a guy who's telling you, eat, be healthy, be a trophy wife. I like that you're traditional. Let's be a power couple. Our kids are going to be sexy, which is super weird. You think that's the middle?
I don't know what she's thinking, but she gave him a huge clue in telling him about the almost billionaire guy and that lifestyle. And she's made references to him reminding her of her ex. So you would think he would put two and two together, but he's not listening to her. He's too busy writing chill and be confident. I'm better than all of the other guys in here.
Which basically chill and be confident is taking a page out of Jordyn's book. Jordyn, he comes back talking about his date with Meg, and he's like, we agree spiritually. We agree politically. We're aligned. And then Mike is talking to one of the guys and said, if he wants a real man and she doesn't pick me, it's going to be a mistake. What kind of toxic masculinity bullshit is that?
He's so arrogant.
I wish he would say that to her face so she can know.
I hope and pray that she is figuring it out with the sabotage that he's trying to do with Jordyn.
And it worries me because Jordyn's been number 3.
Yeah. But the more time she spends with him, she goes away happy. She enjoys those conversations, and he always manages every single time to flip the script on her.
So she does have another date with Jordyn, and she asks him, is there drama because of the love triangle? And Jordyn's just like, yeah, I mean, we can talk about it if you want to. It doesn't matter to me, but if it's important to you, I mean, there's no drama from me. And then she asks him, do you have tattoos? She's picking up what Mike's doing.
Yeah.
She's not a dummy. And Jordyn said, yeah, I got a couple of small ones. And he winks at the camera.
I know. It's so funny because he's got like an arm sleeve, a leg sleeve.
Oh, man, he's going to be in trouble if she picks him.
I don't know. I think it's hot. I hope she's one of those girls that thinks it's hot, too.
Well, she said she had tattoos that she got when she was 14 and 16, and she did have them removed. But to be fair, Jordyn's like, yeah, my 5-year-old talks to me about Paw Patrol tattoos. And I'm like, that's why you wait till you're 18. So she probably had something stupid.
Well, I was wondering how she even got them, because you usually can't get them under the age of 18.
I don't know. Prison.
Shit.
That time she was holed up. But he's so funny. I mean, she smiles and laughs at the whole Paw Patrol thing. And then she says, maybe my dad being type 1 diabetic and your son being type 1 diabetic, maybe he's placing me in your life so that Jordyn has someone that can help with Luca and know the ins and outs of type 1 diabetes, know to get him blood sugar, juice when his blood sugar is low, know how to test blood sugar, know that you give a certain amount and wait 15 minutes, unlike the camp counselors I had as a kid who just kept stuffing me with cookies until my blood sugar was sky high. There's a lot to know. And Jordyn says that's not what I need from you. I just need you to love him. The other stuff is a bonus, but I don't expect you to be a caretaker for him.
He could not have said it any better. It was the perfect response to her saying that.
I love Jordyn.
I love him too. I think she's going to love him.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Jinx.
Well, it's not an affirmation.
Yeah, more affirmations.
We didn't say because it was so.
She asked how an engagement would work with Luca, and his answer is perfect. He's like, we would go and make sure that Luca's mom was on board with however it was discussed. She's part of this as well. And Meg says, I would love for him to live with us. And you can just see Jordyn. He's like over the moon.
Well, and it was a very mature response, too.
It was. He's 29.
Yeah.
But he's ready. And he says it's one of the top 3 moments in his life. And she's just smitten. And she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with you.
She doesn't. She says that every time.
Because you're going to kiss me on the lips. He's so funny. And then she said she's getting BDE from him. Do you remember what BDE is? I taught you on one episode.
I did not remember what that was.
Big dick energy.
Oh.
Because he turns around and says, absolutely not. Small dick energy. He's like, you're going to have to be pleasantly surprised or not. He's so funny. And he's confident. Like, he is what Mike is not.
Yeah, he's not writing in his book that he needs to chill and be confident because he's better than all the other guys here.
I love him. I love Jordyn. I really like Megan. She sparkles when she's with him.
That's the only time I see it.
You can see that these exes and these other dudes in the pods they're not bringing out that sparkle in her.
Mm-mm.
And Jordyn says he would be up for adoption. She appreciates this vasectomy, and he says, well, I'm not gonna lie, it was selfish. Like, he could have definitely taken credit for it. He's not even trying to score points where he shouldn't get them. And Jordyn said, if it wasn't for you, I'd be gone. I really like this couple. I really don't like Mike, and that's probably the edit. He's not getting a great edit because they want us, I think, to pull for Jordyn and Meg, but you can't really edit him talking trash about Jordyn.
No. I mean, he's completely unattractive right now to me. His personality is just... he sucks.
So, next episode, we're going to find out what Annie does with Brennen. We left with him sitting there confessing his love, what she's wanted from her number one.
I have my fingers crossed that she is going to go for him and
fingers, toes, bra straps. Oh, I got my legs crossed.
I have mine crossed right now too. And none of my corkscrews are crossing, but
they're doing what they need to do to get that cork out.
Yeah. Somebody who's not watching is not going to understand that.
She's got a workout wine shirt. Yeah. All right, Channel Surfers, thank you for listening to Love is Blind. I think that's going to be it for today. We'll probably come back tomorrow with at least one, maybe two. We'll just have to see how much legal work we get done. But at least one will be dropped tomorrow, and then the other one, whatever we can fit it in. We did not expect Love is Blind to just give it to us this thick. We did not expect it to come with this BD.
We didn't expect 6 episodes. So
that was double what we were thinking, but it's so good. It is so addicting. We hope that you guys are liking Love is Blind. We want to hear what you think. Nick or Brennen, who are your favorite in the cast? And who are you getting that slimy feeling about? And I'm not talking about slide, slippery slide. Like Ghostbusters, like Goo. Who is Goo in this season? Thanks for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe to get all of our Love is Blind updates. We will be back with the rest of them. One at least tomorrow, and maybe the last 2 tomorrow. On Monday, we'll be here with Sister Wives. Tuesday, we will be here with 90 Day the Other Way. And then next week, they're dropping 3 episodes. So I think we will do one Wednesday, one Thursday, one Friday. Because we've been podcasting all day, baby. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Let's ride.